Let's see how easily this thing will start. Pretty damn good. Pretty much just about ready for roadworthy. I don't think there's much else I need to do to it. Oh, I did mention before in one of the other videos the sound system in this thing, so let's see if we can find some noise. Where I'll remember how to drive this. There we go. FM radio, turn it on. I could honestly say that things can only get better. There we go, that's all you get, because I'll get a copyright strike. For an old boosty, she's not a bad bus. Oh, the old girl's running pretty well. Just gave it a bit of a bath, it's showing up all the crappy marks on the paint. I think it's most definitely going to need a cut polish, showing up all the marks where the clear's starting to go. All right, let's park her up. Oh, that's a little loud. Yeah, shut the fuck up. So it's about this point in the video where you do your call to action, where you ask people to subscribe and do all that sort of stuff. But I reckon I'm not going to bother doing that, because if you like the video enough, you'll subscribe. And if you want to keep seeing the content, you'll subscribe. So I'm not even going to bother to ask you to subscribe or like or any of that. Alright, so I'll get back onto the 80 series again now. Well, now that the engine bay's been cleaned up, there's a few things I've got to do. Not in any particular order, but I'll just go through them. First one I'm going to show you is the brake lines. That's these ones here. Oh, so these flexible brake lines, they're all cracked and carrying on pretty well stuffed. They definitely won't pass a roadworthy, so they need to be replaced. I'm thinking about replacing these with a slightly longer one. I may do a suspension lift on this later, so yeah, slightly longer can't hurt. Next bit I've got to look at is the power steering lines. And first of all, this one, as you can see, that's pretty loose. That's not going to hold any fluid whatsoever. Literally it does, just pisses it out on the floor. I've just got to replace the crush washers. That needs a bit of a clean up too. It's pretty grubby. Crush washers that were originally in it were absolutely of no value whatsoever. Then the next thing I've got to look at is this cooling system. Let's get a close up of that. So this conglomeration of crap here is what sort of passes for a cooling system for the power steering fluid. I want to delete this, and I want to put in a proper oil cooler of some description to replace all this and get it up out of here, because this just gets hammered. It's all damaged, it's bent, it's obviously been hit numerous times. And also this cable here, this needs to be replaced. As you can see, that's pretty sad. That's the bonnet release cable, or hood release cable. I've got one of them, so I can easily replace that. These bushes here will be replaced. There's two attaching to the axle, then one up attaching to the body. There's a bush in here and a corresponding one on the other side right there, although the light's not brilliant. So I'm thinking that's pretty much it that needs to be replaced in there. If I've missed anything, just drop a comment, let me know what else might need to be replaced that I've missed here. I really do need to pull my finger out and clean up the rest of these pistons too before the rings arrive. Timing case, it needs a good clean up as well. Plenty to do. If you've been following along, you'll know that I've had a few issues with this block. It doesn't look brilliant in quite a few spots, but I'm going to use it anyway. Cylinder number 3, which was the one that actually gave me low compression, is actually in really good nick. When I pulled the piston out of that, I did find that the rings were jammed tight in the piston, just totally carboned up. Is a good reason to not get compression. But also the injector for number 3 was definitely not seating in properly, so it just wasn't firing properly, just carboning up and just being a bitch. I think that should be okay. The worst cylinder is number 1. Once you get a bit of a look in that, it's pretty horrible. Strangely enough, when I compression tested this, cylinder number 1 had, I think it was 185 pounds. The other cylinder that's a bit of a problem is number 6.
That also had great compression. Number 5 and number 2 were fine. Number 3 was the only one that gave me problems. The measurements are spot on. I'm just going to use this block. I'm not going to spend any more money on this vehicle than I absolutely need to get it registered and roadworthy, because I do have other plans for this thing. I am thinking that this motor is going to live again. It may not be 100%, but I don't really care. I just want it to back in the car, get it running. If I can get it running 95%, I'll be happy with that. Hiding in here, we've got a few bits and pieces ready to go. I've got the engine gasket set. We've got all the timing chain and guides and tensioner and whatever in there. Copper spray gasket, which I'm going to definitely use on the head gasket. We've got some RTV, which is definitely needed for various parts. And yeah, I've got some assembly lube. It doesn't seem particularly sticky like you get with some others, like the Lucas one and the I think it's Penrite one. Are really sticky and go really stringy, but yeah, I don't know how much difference it makes. I've never used this CRC one before, but CRC generally makes some pretty good products, so I'm going to keep using it. All right, so for this video I might as well get something actually done instead of just talking shit about it. So I just pulled the old cable out of there. It's pretty easy to do these. Shove it in the hole. Feed a bit through. Pretty straightforward, really. So the cable comes from that hole. Let's see if I can do this. I don't know if I can hold the camera and do it. Where's the cable gone? There it is. That cable just comes through that hole. Like so. Push it back a little bit. So it could feed through. Feed through this side. Goes into the hole. Maybe. Get my fingers to work. There we go. Oh, come out, you bastard. Fucking hell, a bit of practice run. There we go. Goes into the hole there. Feeds back like that. Then let's see if we can get enough light on the subject so the camera can see it. Clips in like that. And that's done. So I did see floating around down here is this cable, which is for the fuel door, I guess. It goes in exactly the same way. Why doesn't that want to go in? There we go, that's in. Now whether it's actually opening the fuel door, I don't know. Ooh, it lives. One more time. Haha! That's what it should be doing. Oh, at least we got a little bit done instead of just talking about it. So there's a couple of jobs that is finished on this thing, and we're just another step closer to getting this thing going. All right, catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Cheers, bye.